Good afternoon, everybody. Slightly earlier than usual, like for this week. I thought I'd get this review in quicker than I usually would because tomorrow is going to be a very busy day for me. And it's not a brand new one this week. It's actually a retro one. I've had a very busy week. Well, so I've had a very busy week. Usually, like Monday night is my cinema night, but of course Arsenal played yesterday, so obviously needs must. Um, so when you don't go see something new, you review something old. And today it is a retro review of Stephen King's The Mist. An absolute classic film. I, for one, am a massive Stephen King fan. Despite never actually reading any of his books, I love his films. In fact, my all-time favourite horror film is The Shining. But The Mist is definitely up there with some of his other classics, such as Shawshank Redemption, The Green Mile, Misery, Maximum Overdrive, Pet Cemetery, Cujo, and the list goes on and on. I mean, Stephen, I'm pretty sure there's someone out there who's a lover of horror or just a lover of films who have come across a Stephen King film. And what's magnificent about Stephen King novels is they're not all horror. Um, you know, for instance, the Green Mile and the Shawshank Redemption have horror-ish elements, but not necessarily one of your classic horrors. And in recent years, Stephen King's films have been adapted for the screen by a director by the name of Frank Darabont, who directed The Green Mile, directed The Shawshank Redemption, The Majestic, and of course The Mist. Absolutely magnificent. So for anyone who's never seen the film or heard of it, it's basically a film about there's a freak storm off a New England town. The residents wake up one morning to find basically their whole living space is destroyed. Trees through houses, etc. So when there's been a storm and something's needed, what do? You go down to the supermarket and get supplies. Thomas Jane plays the main character, a underrated actor in my estimation. Anyway, I think Thomas Jane is magnificent. Not only in this but overall. Of course, I'm biased. He did play the Punisher, hence the tattoo. I didn't get the tattoo because Thomas Jane played it. I've got the tattoo because I just love the Punisher. But yep, there it is. Thomas Jane, who played Punisher. But back to this. Thomas Jane. Him and his son and his neighbour played by Andre Braugher, who a lot of people will recognise from Brooklyn Nine-Nine as Captain Holt. Them three go to the supermarket to get supplies. Along the way, he finds a lot of strange life that goes on. Lots of military men driving up and down the roads. A strange mist. So that's when we get to see the titular Mist, as it were. I will try to keep spoilers free as much as I can, because this definitely is a film that needs to be seen, with an ending that still to this day is shocking. Especially in my estimation, anyway. So obviously, lots of the townsfolk has had the same idea: go to the supermarket, get supplies. So they're all there. When they're in the supermarket, that's when stuff happens. One of the residents runs straight in to the supermarket, bloody nose, cuts, saying, "Look, guys, you thought this storm was bad. There's something that's happened. It's something in the mist. It attacked me. I've got here." And they're like, "Oh, okay. So you've got here, and now it's going to attack us. Well done." One of the most intriguing things about this film is the whole claustrophobic element to it. About 80 to 90% of this film takes place in the supermarket. or in and around the area of that, and that's where like we meet like other members of like this brilliant film's cast, like the likes of like Marcia Gay Harden, Toby Jones, William Sadler. You know, many people who have collaborated with Frank Darabont and Stephen King in the past. Much like many films and directors, like they tend to keep the same cast because it's the formula that works. So therefore, if you know the people you're going to be working with, it just makes it all a lot easier, like the better. So yeah, like they hold up in this supermarket, trying to figure out the plan how to get out and evade the creature, as it were, in the mist. And that's where I'm going to stop it. Now you're probably thinking, okay, love, but that's half the review. Less is more, as they say. Basically, the premise is that a bunch of people in a supermarket trying to evade a monster from the outside in the mist, and you're probably thinking, okay, that doesn't sell it much, and that's why you need to go watch it yourself. You know, it's as simple as that. Less is more. But what I will say about like this film is that like this film has done so well. It's actually like inspired another cult horror that's come up like in a couple of years. And that's Bird Box and A Quiet Place. You know, Stephen King is so magnificently brilliant that he's inspired other films in this manner, like I've just mentioned there, like Bird Box, A Quiet Place, sort of the whole claustrophobic horror, you know, like where you're on the edge of your seat thinking what's going to happen next. That's exactly what this film does. And let's say about like the ending. I'm not going to say about the ending. I'm going to say what the impact the ending has had. I saw this film. 2008, like it came out. The first time I saw this film, 2008, like so 12 years ago. And I just saw it like on a whim, you know, like I heard it was Stephen King. I thought, okay, well, it's Stephen King, you know, like, no other explanation like needed, like let's go like watch it. And it was a midnight screening actually. You know, like so the film like finished like right about like 2 a.m. And I remember like just walking home and getting home, and then like I didn't actually go to bed for like a couple more hours, like because I was still just shocked by how this film ends. I mean, wow, you know, it like really does like hit you. Well, I say it's a funny story. It's somewhat funny. On my second viewing, I decided like to forget my partner like to watch it. You know, obviously I didn't tell her the ending, like I'd like to experience it, like for herself. Like let's just say, like she didn't speak to me, not for a few hours, like after that. So, hey, the power and effect of cinema, like ladies and gentlemen. And of course, a couple of weeks ago was the first time like that we like watched it. Since then, like so that was my third viewing, like that was her second viewing. It literally is one of them films like you really have to ready yourself up for, you know. Like there are some films out there like that some people, as much as they enjoyed it, they'll say they will never watch it again because of the impact that certain scenes like and endings have. But that is like what I say the most beautiful thing about cinema and films in general, that they really can like impact you in ways certain other entertainments or arts cannot do. So there it is, like sort of like the ending. It really is something like to be seen. They have made a TV series of The Mist, which I'm yet to see, but I'm intrigued all the same. But my God, like The Mist is a magnificently crafted film. I actually think like a really like of underrated, you know, sort of not many like horror thrillers like get recognition. Some get more recognition now than they did. You know, like I think like if this film like was released more now, like it would have been given sort of a lot more plaudits. Obviously, like has its fan base, it is a bit of a cult classic. And of course, like, sort of like horror films in general are more revered now like than they were. So, and like I say, like the legacy, it spawned other horror films to become what they are today. But so yeah, what can I say? So why should you watch The Mist? Well, if you like Stephen King, if you like horror, if you like claustrophobic thriller, if you like great casts, and if you like your films where you're having to keep being guessed or what's going to happen next, then tick 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 tick, all the boxes are there for you to say, yep, I'm gonna go check out The Mist. I'm not sure if it's on like Netflix or Amazon, like any of them like streaming platforms, but obviously pop down like to your CEX or anywhere and pick yourself up a copy. As it's quite an old film, you can get it on the cheap. I'm certain of it. Or if not, like I say, I'm pretty sure you got a lot of Amazon, Amazon or Netflix to watch there. So there you go. Rating. I've already gushed about it enough. 5 out of 5 still. It's I'm slightly biased, like, because it's Stephen King and Frank Darabont, but 5 out of 5 it's got to be. But like I say, the film itself is a magnificent, you know, like another thing, like I would say, is like if there's any like Stephen King fans out there who's seen like his previous works but haven't seen this, check this on your list, like, because it needs like to be seen straight away. The Mist, I think, is a magnificent film, very very underrated, worth watching. Like, even like just like for the shock value of the ending. I could tell you what, I've I I haven't found out or complied it, but I'm pretty sure if there was a list of the top 10 most shocking endings or twists, not only in horror but in film in general, The Mist has got to make on the top 10 list somewhere, without a doubt. Like, with even 12 years later, you watch it, oh my gosh, it just goes to show like that not every film's going like the way like you expect it to. So there we go. But like I say, less is more. Check it out. So I can't say like get the lots of cinema. So get the lots of streaming platform or a DVD or Blu-ray player, and watch The Mist as soon as possible. What's next for me? Well, like, there's still time. Like for during the week, I'm like might fit in like The Invisible Man, or if not, there's Fantasy Island, which is out. So like, let's keep the theme of horror. But of course, a little word of love for coming up. Some people like for those like who know me, I'm a massive James Bond fan. So No Time to Die is coming up. I cannot wait. Box office is open. I'm going to get my ticket as soon as possible, and literally, I'm pretty sure what I'm going to try and do is, as soon as I've watched it, I'm going to drop my review as soon as possible. But of course, that's weeks away. We shall see about that. But yeah, so in conclusion, The Mist, amazing film to watch, especially if you're a Stephen King fan or a horror film in general, or a horror fan in general. So please watch. Anybody want to leave any comments, please do so below. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you soon. Bye bye.